I dissected Murda Beatz' hit beats to find out what makes the production so special. I'll be showing you secret production strategies, leaked behind the scenes clips, secret samples, mixing techniques, drum sequencing strategies, and more. So make sure to stick until the end because I guarantee it'll level up your production skills. Let's start with the melodies. Murda Beatz often has very wide, spacey, mysterious melodies. I have this pluck here, and I'm going to lay down the melody. I'm now going to turn these root notes into triads. I'm going to place these 2 notes here, and as you can see, this is a minor chord because there's 2 gaps here and 3 gaps here. To add some depth, I've added this pluck underneath. And it wouldn't be a Murda Beatz melody without a mysterious bell like this. For example, have a listen to the melody for Shopping Spree. And another background bell like this just to add even more depth. Now this is where things get crazy. I'm going to copy this first melody onto a slightly different pad like this. So we have this pad here. I'm going to right click on the track. I'm going to click consolidate track and I'm going to click from the start. If you listen to what Murda Beatz did with the melody for Motorsport, he reversed it and got a similar style sound. Now I'm going to take the consolidated version, click reverse. Now we have this reverse pad, which sounds awesome. I'm going to do the exact same thing for this bell here. And now we have this awesome melody here. These melodies with a beat is going to sound so good. But first, I'm going to jump in and use another melody to show you another one of Murda Beatz styles. Murda Beatz is a big fan of using loops. I'm going to drag in some loops that my team created. I'm going to make some tweaks to this melody here. I pitched this guitar up an octave. And I also reversed this guitar here, which adds so much energy to it. It's almost like the melody is breathing. I added this pluck in the background here. With a drum beat, this is going to sound awesome. I'm going to go back to the first melody and put a beat on this. Murda Beatz makes an amazing hi-hat sequence. What you're going to do is grab a simple 2-step hi-hat sequence and then go and start adding life to it. I'm going to put this on 1/4 step and click Ctrl U to slice up this hi-hat. And I've done the same thing for some lower hi-hats down here. And if you zoom in, you'll notice I actually went and changed the timing of some of these hi-hats slightly. We have this clap here. I have a punchy kick sequence here. I'm going to turn the kick volume all the way up. I've turned on ghost channels so I can actually see the melody I made in the background, and I'm following that with the 808. I also have notes like this which make the 808 feel so much more realistic. It's kind of like someone sliding up on a bass, an actual bass. Crash like this. A snare like this. Open hi-hat. And we have a fill like this on the snare, which is very important because Murda Beatz uses this in so many of his beats. We can even change the pitch slightly and also change the panning. Murda Beatz tends to put a lot of reverb on his hi-hat, which makes it sound really loud. So after tweaking some of the levels, we're left with this. We can add a similar fill like the one in Motorsport by cutting the beat out at the end and adding this roll in here. Now she can't go back. We also have this second part of the beat where we take out some of these reversed melodies. that sounds perfect for a mysterious Murda Beatz style beat. Let's jump into this second melody here. I'm going for a similar style to Touchdown. I'm just gonna grab some samples for this beat. Murda Beatz does something very interesting with the clap here, where he actually delays one of them.
I should tatted on my stomach. Keep to this shit, getting money, staying humble. 10 bitches with me.
I'm gonna have a bouncy kick sequence here. Have this crash at the start. I'm actually going to change this 808 with a bit of a shorter one. I'm going to add this clap fill, but I'm going to lower the volume and the pitch. We have this great sounding transition here, which leads into the drop. I also have this riser here, and change this to auto, just so it actually fits the timing. So let's have a listen to this beat. We start with these reverse sounds, and we lead into a very simple version of the melody with this beat here. And then we start bringing in some of these reversed elements 8 bars in. We have this essentially mini drop here with this fill. And we bring the reverse bells back in. Now let's go and finish this second beat. I'm going to send everything to the mixer track and just go and adjust the levels. These vocals in the background sound so good. I'm going to add some distortion to this 808. Bit of reverb on this hi-hat. I'm going to boost the volume of the track with a maximizer. There's one other thing I want to add. I feel like Murda Beatz hi-hats always have so much kind of depth to them and they sound so wide. So I added this duplicated hi-hat on top, lowered the volume, increased the pitch and moved the timing forward slightly, which will just add a bit of depth to the hi-hat and the drums. So here's what this beat sounds like. We have the intro here, and then we bring the beat in and take out most of the layers. That's how to produce tracks like Murda Beatz. As far as networking goes, in one of his interviews, he mentioned how he gave out free beats to artists who were friends with Migos in exchange for that artist to send some beats to the Migos. And this is how he got Pipe It Up, which was his first placement, and it really kickstarted his career as a producer. Let me know whether you liked beat 1 or 2 better. If you want to learn the secrets behind the productions of other producers, click one of the recommended videos. If you want the samples and the melodies I used to make these beats, check out the Emotional Essence library, which is 80% off for a very limited time, which has over 10,000 high quality royalty free samples and MIDI.